before starting ahead, let me inform you, you have to book your flight tickets. If you're traveling by flight to Goa, make sure the tickets are booked 10 days prior to your visit. Second information, you have to book your train tickets. Make myself clear once again, train tickets have to be confirmed before traveling to Goa. So train tickets has to be pre-booked 2 months prior minimum. Okay, so 2 months prior minimum is the train tickets which has to be booked by you. Third one, the hostel. The hostel or the hotel. As per as my experiences, if you're a solo traveler, hostel will be the best budget stay for you, because when you're going alone, you tend to meet people whenever you're traveling or you're staying in a hostel. So whenever you book a hostel, you tend to meet people and your expenditure comes down. I will let you know how your expenditure goes low when you tend to meet people and as you're going as a solo there in Goa. So now, first and foremost thing, we're going to start. How can you be safe when you're traveling solo? So let me go ahead and tell you one thing. Whenever you're traveling solo to Goa, keep one thing in mind. Whenever, everywhere in the world, you're traveling alone, it is really very dangerous. It is really very risky in order to go ahead and travel alone anywhere in the world, whether it is Goa, whether it is any part of the country, whether it is any part of the world. So make sure you keep some steps in mind to be aware. So what are the steps? I'm going to let you know. First, whenever you come down from the airport, for an example, you're coming by flight, okay, and you come out of the airport from Dambulam. Example, it's a Dambulam airport. And outside the airport you have many taxi stands, taxi walas, which will ask you for some sort of money and they'll drop you at your destination. So before going ahead, when you check out of the airport and you take your bag, whenever you have people surrounded you who are taking your bag and you see people who are single, so first and foremost thing, you go to them, talk to them, okay boss, how are you traveling? Okay. This is the first question to all these people. So they'll tell you, I don't know how I'm traveling. They might be a solo traveler as similar as you. So you ask them how are they traveling. They'll inform you, boss, I don't know about it. Or they might tell you, I'm going to travel by cab, or they might tell you that mode of transportation, or someone is there who's going to pick them up. So you might get such kind of people who are traveling alone and they don't know anything about Go. So what you can do is, you can make a team of 4, say 3 to 4 people at a time. So I'll tell you why make a team of 4 in order to go out. Now from Dambulam airport to Kalangut, for an example, it is almost 40 kilometers, 35 to 40 kilometers. So to travel that distance here in Mumbai, you need approx 500 rupees for Uber, Ola. That's the max amount which you can spend for a 30 to 40 kilometer distance. But there in Goa, you don't have Ubers. So these localites, they charge you anywhere from 1500 to 2000. So it depends on depends on personality. So they check you out, you're looking good, you're looking from a good family, and they charge you maybe 2500 at that point of time. So that's the cost what they tell you. But you can come down to the original rates over there is 1200 to 1500 for that 40 kilometer distance from Dambulam airport to Kalangut. So when you go out with 3 to 4 people, like, you can touch that money. Now for an example, there are 4 people who are traveling to Kalangut along with you. Kalangut, maybe you can say the Kalangut bus stand. So when you go out with 4 people, so that gets divided to 300 rupees per person. Now when that gets divided to 300 rupees per person, that's very beneficial when you're traveling solo. As I said, we are traveling into budget, and that's where you can save a lot of money. But when you go alone, then you don't have any choice out, because out people find their own cab, they have their friends. But when you're taking your baggage, the baggage counter where all the bags come in rolling. So at that point you can go and ask people, and then you can come out like as a team and you can travel till your destination. So that's the cheapest model, like where you can travel. And the second very cheapest modem right now, the government of Goa has introduced a bus, an AC bus called Kadamba Transportation. So that is where you can book it online, or you can go there at the Dambulam airport and you can book your bus, the Kadamba Transportation services, which the government of Goa has made it for tourists like us. So yes, that's from Dambulam airport to Kalangut. It charges you around 200 rupees for that bus. So there are timings for that bus, like in the morning it is 7 o'clock, then there is a time for 8:30, then a schedule for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 1.5 hours. So that's the schedule timing, that the bus timings. The bus goes after 1.5 hours each time. But yes, if you don't want to wait for that period of time, that's the reason I told you, when you come out of the airport, come into 3 to 4 people, like it will be very cheap. If that guy asks you, the taxi guy asks you for 2,000 rupees, you can bargain them to 1,200, which is a fair price from Dambulam to Kalangut. So that is what you can do, the first thing, whenever you come out from the airport. Secondly, now for an example, if you're traveling from Tivim or you're traveling from Panji to Kalangut, for an example, you're traveling by train. Make my point, train. So if you're traveling by train, the very cheap transportation is the local bus. Now why the local bus? The local bus will only charge you 50 rupees till Kalangut station, Kalangut bus depot. Now 50 rupees is the very cheapest option where you can pay for the budget travel as a solo traveler. So if you're coming by train, just from Thivim station or from Panji, just 5 minutes, 2 minutes walk, you have the bus depot. You can hold the bus anywhere. If you see any local buses, you can just move out your hand and you can hold them. So it depends on person to person. If a person is coming by a flight, so it would be landing at Mopa airport, which is in the north of Goa. It's a new airport. And if it's in the south, it would be Dambulam. So it is almost the same. From north to Kalangut, it is 35 kilometers. From south to Kalangut, it's 35 kilometers. The boat is like the same. So for both airports, if you want to come out, you come out with groups. And if you're coming by train, you can come out and catch a local bus, which will charge you around 50 rupees to max 100 rupees. 50 rupees is the max, which I say, for the train travelers. For the airport travelers, you have to touch around 200 rupees if you're traveling by Kadamba Transportation. So there is what, 200 rupees will be charged. And if you're coming with someone, like 3 to 4 people at a time from the airport, then the ranges might be 12 to 1500, not max than that. So you might touch like 3 to 350. So that's what. But in a cab, you directly in half an hour you'll reach over there. But bus might halt at certain stops for a certain period of time. So you can. It's similar to it's just a difference of 100 and 150 rupees if you're traveling by bus or the cab. Now the second important information. Now for an example, now as my flight was at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I reached 4:30 in the morning, 4:30 or 5 in the morning, and I reached by 6:10. I came out of the airport after collecting my baggages and all, and I came out of the airport. Now what happened is I got 3 to 4 people in my cab, and it costed me around 250. So I was the lucky person, yes. So the cab which I took till Kalangut from Dambulam airport was costing me around 250 rupees per head. So the guy only charged me 250 and the other guy 250, and there were 2 couples in my car. So they charged them 1,000 rupees. So that's a different story. So we got into where I spoke to him and I told only for 1,500 is the max where you can take. You take in 1,000 rupees from those couples. You take 500 from Hasport. So 250. So I got a guy from the airport itself. So he came along with me till Colombo, and I paid 250. He paid 250, and the couples was the day was bad, I guess. So they charged him 1,000 rupees. So yeah. So you should be smart enough when you're going at these places. So keep in mind 1,200 to 1,500 for a cab. If there are 4 people, divide and rule, guys. So yes, so this is what you can do. Now when you're getting down at Kalangut, now it took almost 30 to 40 minutes reaching Kalangut. Now what happened is, on the next part, I reached by say 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was waiting for an auto driver. Now from Kalangut till the hostel, the piggy hostel which I was staying, it is almost 2 kilometers. Yeah, 2 kilometers distance. Now say in Mumbai, if I want to travel 2 kilometer distance by an auto, they will charge me around 25 to max 35 rupees in Mumbai. But there I waited a hell 15 to half an hour for an auto, and I get an auto, and he asked me for 400 rupees for that 2 kilometer distance. In fact, I told him it is just 2 kilometers. He answered me कि मुझे गाड़ी खाली आना पड़ेगा. That's the reason 400 is a beneficial rate. If you want, you can go. Otherwise, it's your wish. So this is what he said. Now what happened is, it was morning time and they saw suitcase in my hand. So they might be thought that this guy does not know anything. And so I planned to walk towards my destination. There were 2-3 two-wheeler guys on the different black and yellow number plate, the tourist number plate, and they come towards me. भाई किधर जाने का है? I said मेरे को पिगी हॉस्टल जाना है जो गोवा वाडो में है, यहाँ से 2 किलोमीटर दिख रहा है. तो they said 200 रुपये दो, मैं छोड़ता हूँ. So I was like, क्या 200 रुपये ज़्यादा नहीं है? अब 2 व्हीलर में और आप भी बोलोगे कि वापस कोई मिलेगा नहीं. पेट्रोल तो इतना सस्ता है यहाँ पे गोवा में मुंबई से, और आप 200 चार्ज करते. हमारे यहाँ पे तो 2 किलोमीटर 20 रुपये में हो जाता है रैपिडो में. सो देवर लाइक भाई आपको चलना है तो चलो, हम लोग छोड़ देंगे, नहीं तो आपकी मर्ज़ी. So I thought कि this is one thing which I should share it with you guys. It is very important. Whenever you are going there, mark my words, do not hire a cab for 2 kilometers. It's better you walk on the streets, and you might get a bus after 7:30. The local bus which I was talking about, they have the transportation from Kalangut to Panji back again, and the road was a similar road which I wanted to travel. So I got the bus luckily. But keep one thing in mind, whenever you're traveling to Goa in the morning, make sure for the local bus, if you're catching, make sure you have change. What happened with me was, I had 500 rupees change which I drawed at the airport, and I got the 500 rupees note from the ATM. And what happened was, when I climbed the bus, I said कि मुझे पिगी हॉस्टल तक छोड़ दो, and the landmark was the DIY stationery shop. So he said 20 rupees. So I removed the 500 rupees note from my wallet and I gave it to him. He said छुट्टा दो. I said sir छुट्टा तो नहीं है मेरे पास फ़िलहाल के लिए, आप ऑनलाइन ले सकते क्या, जी पे मैं कर देता हूँ. So he was like, he stopped the bus literally, and he made me get down the bus. And now the second twist is, I had to search a shop to be opened in the morning at 7:30 a.m. Now there was literally no shops open, and all the shops gets opened like at 8, 8:15, 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's similar to Mumbai, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So I planned कि boss अभी 2 किलोमीटर मुझे चलने जाना पड़ेगा. If I catch another bus, he will also tell me to get down from the bus, and it is a very embarrassing situation. So I planned to walk, and luckily after 500 meters I got a shop open. It was a mechanic shop, and he was selling cold drinks. So I got a bottle of Mountain Dew. He gave me change after purchasing that drink, and after 5 minutes I saw one more bus coming from Kalangut which was going to Panjim. That was my way, and I caught that bus and I gave him 20 rupees and I got down on my destination. So guys, keep one thing in mind whenever you're traveling. All these pointers which I told you, keep this thing in mind. It will be very handy for you. That first thing, when you're coming out from the airport, come into groups, a group of 3 or 4, because when you go out, these taxi guys will never give you correct information. They'll just pounce on you and they'll tell you 2000 rupees आपको छोड़ के देंगे, आपको आपके दरवाजे तक छोड़ेंगे, ये करेंगे, अभी आपको बस नहीं मिलेगी, हमको नहीं पता बस कहाँ से जाएगी, बस लेट आती है, जगह जगह रुकती है. All these, and people like new travelers, they like उनके बहकावे में आ जाते हैं and they give them 2000 rupees. No, 1200 to 1500 max. Come out with a team of 3 to 4 guys and touch your money. That would be much cheaper and you'll reach much faster. Otherwise, wait. Kadamba Transportation by government of Goa has made these AC buses which go on an average of 1.5 hour each bus, and you can take that transportation. It's an AC bus, and they charge you 200 rupees from Dambulim or from Mumbai airport to Kalangut. So keep one thing in mind. That's the first pointer. Second, that whenever you're going from train, catch the local bus, walk till the road, catch the local bus and come down to your destination. Okay, that would be much cheaper. You will be traveling from the train station to Kalangut in 50 rupees. No catching any, no hiring any cab, no hiring any auto. That would be the most cheapest mode of transport. Third, when you're coming early, make sure that you have change with you, because in the morning they might make you get down from the bus if you don't have change. Catch the local bus. If you're getting down at Kalangut bus stop, till your destination, catch the local bus and travel to your destination. Now the reason why I told you catch the local bus is because when you're traveling in groups, okay, when you're traveling in groups, you don't expect the taxi guy to drop at 10 locations. So you have to get down at one location where you'll get your local bus. That's the Kalangut bus stop. So each and every guy you catch from the airport has to get down at Kalangut bus stop, and then from there they might go to their destination. You have to go to your destination. Hence I told you, carry change. Now, apart from these things, there are very important things where you have to take care of. Now, what are those important things? We're going to discuss this now. I booked the flight 10 days prior, so it was cheaper at that point of time. So I got it for 1600 rupees, 1800 rupees. So the flight costed me around 1800 rupees. And when I went out of the flight, I said I got a cab. I got one friend and already 2 couples were there. They charged them 1000 rupees and they charged me 250 per person. So total 1500. What I told you, that is what they have to charge. Then from Kalangut bus stand to my hostel, it charged me around 20 rupees. And if you want to have a bike, or if you want to hire a bike, the ranges will be anywhere from 300 and to 500 rupees depending on your the condition of the vehicle which you take. And then you add in 300 rupees petrol. 300 is more than enough, because you will be traveling the old Goa, like the churches, like Donapaula, like Agwada Fort, Sanquarium Fort, Agwada Jail. So 300 is more than enough for the vehicle to get the trip. And in a day you will complete your whole trip. If you go and watch my previous video where the places to travel in Goa, watch my video. In one day you can complete the whole trip, and then the next day you can go to Anjuna, and have your activities done. In the evening you can go to Vakador and get your sunset. You can see the sunset. It's a very beautiful sunset over there. You can go over there. You can put in the Google the Vagator beach. It's close by to Anjuna beach. Yeah, it's a 15 minutes distance, so you can travel by sunset and you can see the beautiful sunset over there. So that's what you can do. So now let me tell you the complete itinerary of the 4 days Goa trip, which costed me around, say the minimum budget was 6,000 rupees max. Now I'll tell you how 6,000 rupees for 4 days. So as I informed you before, what important step you should take before going to Goa and when you're in Goa. Now I booked the airplane of GoFirst. It costed me around 1,800 rupees one time, and I reached there. I got the cab, as I said. I got a person who was traveling to Kalangut bus stand, so we touched around. So he asked us 500 rupees for two. Already there was a couple sitting inside, so I insisted that only 1,500 is what you can take. So there is where he only charged us 500 rupees. 250 rupees per head is what we paid. So that came around 250 rupees for the cab. Then when I got down at Kalangut bus stand, then I told you 20 rupees for the local bus, which dropped me at my hostel. Then I got a friend, as in my videos, if you can see, his name is Satish. So he got a two-wheeler, so he wanted a good vehicle, and in spite of insisting that we would Dutch, he said no. It was good of him that he said that no, bus, I will only be paying the amount. You just take me to places where I can roam. So that was a condition what he kept, and I agreed to it. But I paid the petrol amount, and I insisted कि boss, I will not let you pay the petrol money. The petrol money would be from my end. So he said okay for it. So the petrol was for 300 rupees, and for an example, so petrol was for 300 rupees, which I paid. So now talking about food for these 4 days. So I was having my breakfast in the hostel itself. As you can see in the videos, you can have, so there's a place in the hostel itself where I was staying, and they were charging me for the egg burji. Looking on the complete cost of the area, she was charging me 70 rupees for that burji pav, which was good, which was completely tummy full, and the slices of the bread was thick. So 2 slices were like enough for my breakfast, with a cup of tea, which costed me around total 100 rupees in the morning. Then you have multiple places in the afternoon when you travel. You can have biryani, you can have little high in protein, like you can have roti, you can have thali, the thali which we ate at one Nayak restaurant, the video which I've posted. You can check my video, the places which I visited, and there we ate thali for 350 rupees. So on an average in a day, like in the evening we have in Kalangut, we have multiple places which gives you biryani for 200 rupees. They sell fried rice for 150 rupees. You can find these street vendors, Indian dhaba in Kalangut. You can search it on Google. They are cheapest. They sell cheapest paratha. They sell cheapest delicious biryanis. Yeah, so you can have they're so big biryani, the handi. It costs 200 rupees only. 2 people can have one biryani. So yes, so the on an average amount which you can spend for food in a day, it's like 600 to 700 rupees. So I'll catch 600 rupees for your food, like 250 rupees in the afternoon, 250 rupees in the evening. As I said, if you are multiple people, like 2 people, you Dutch, you get varieties, and your amount gets lower. So yes, I'm not counting booze. So there are people who drink, there are people who don't drink. So drink is up to you. You can drink of your money, whatever you want. And people who don't drink, much better. That cost will come down to what cost came for me, it was 6,000 rupees. So yes, catching for 4 days, it comes up to 2,400 rupees for if you get 600 rupees. And then snacks, like if you're traveling to like places like Old Goa, you go to churches, you carry a bottle of water which costs you around 30 rupees over there, bottle of water which costs you around 30 rupees over there. Then you carry a packet of Lays, just a snack to fill your stomach. Like you have sun over you feel hungry. We're humans, we tend to feel hungry, so you carry a packet of chuda. So we carry we catch 300 rupees the complete 1 day, 2 days. Like you first day you go to Old Goa, then second day you go to Vakata, you get catch 300 rupees of snacks. Yeah, then this is everything what you want. And the hostel, the most important thing, the hostel it charged me around 350 rupees for per day. Yes guys, 350 rupees per day, which came around 1400 rupees for 4 days. Imagine guys, 350 rupees per day. That's the reason I told you, whenever you travel alone, always book a hostel. You'll enjoy your complete trip and you will save a lot of money. Now coming on to going back, so I was coming back by train. So what happened was, I went to book train tickets on the app, the IRCTC, and it was showing waiting at that point of time. So a friend of mine, he told me, okay boss, you go to Thivim station, which is almost 25 kilometers from here. You go and book your ticket over there, and you would be getting a confirmed ticket. You at least get to sit. So I went to Thivim station a day before when I wanted to come back to Mumbai, and I went to book my ticket over there, and they charged me 270 rupees, but she said that you would be going sitting. It's not confirmed still. But later, the next day when I traveled, so next day when I wanted to go from Kalangut, I caught a bus till Mapsa, and from Mapsa I went to Thivim by local bus, which completely charged me around 50 rupees only. So imagine, local buses are very cheaper. Yes, they halt every time, but yes, you'll also reach your destination whenever you have your train. Like say I had my train at 3:20 in the afternoon. I left by 1 o'clock, so I reached before 3. So make sure you leave 2 hours before your train journey starts. So yes, it was a very beautiful trip and a very cheap trip. The complete cost of the Goa trip which I went, which was on budget, was only 6,790 rupees guys. Imagine 6,790 rupees for 4 days, and with roaming everywhere, with eating, with staying, and also transportation. So guys, how did you like my video, the complete itinerary? Please let me know in the comment section below. Also, I've seen many people watching my videos, but you guys are not subscribing. If you like this video, please subscribe, share, like, and as I said, comment on my video, so that I would come to know where I am lacking back. That would make me do more better in my videos, and which will also motivate me, and I will make such kind of content so that you travel in budget and you save a lot of money. Addition to this, you also be aware of scam guys. So be aware of scams and enjoy your trip to Goa. Thank you guys, and फिर मिलेंगे.